Welcome to Informed Tourist. This is Curtis, your traveling guru. Have you ever booked a dream vacation, only to find crowds and disappointment instead of paradise? Today, we're exposing the travel industry's biggest lies, those overhyped, overpriced, overcrowded tourist traps. We'll show you the reality behind the filters and reveal how to avoid wasting your money and time. Buckle up. Let's dive into the shocking truth. Santorini, Greece, Instagram's dream destination. You've seen the whitewashed buildings, blue domes, and perfect sunsets all over your feed. But the reality? Crowds everywhere, sky-high prices, and barely a moment of peace. That romantic escape you imagined? It's more like fighting through a sea of selfie sticks. Everything costs a fortune, from tiny hotel rooms to mediocre meals. The real Santorini is buried under crowds and prices. Instagram versus reality? It's not even close. Venice, Italy. Once a fairy tale of serene canals and Renaissance beauty, but step off the train, and you're swept into a tidal wave of tourists. The city is drowning, not just in water, but in crowds. Over 100,000 visitors flood Venice daily, double the number of locals. Main streets become human traffic jams. The city's soul is fading. Even gondola rides are crowded and overpriced. Locals are leaving, and Venice now charges an entry fee. Proof it's become a tourist exhibit, not a living city. Bali, Indonesia, sold as the ultimate paradise for finding inner peace. But the reality? Endless traffic jams, crowded temples, and packed beaches. For every person meditating by a waterfall, there are thousands stuck in gridlock or waiting hours for that perfect photo. Even the famous Gates of Heaven photo, it's just a mirror trick. Bali's spiritual promise is drowned out by crowds. Finding Zen here, that's the real challenge. Welcome to Times Square, the so-called center of the universe. The lights, the crowds, the energy. It's supposed to be magical, but in reality, it's a chaotic, crowded tourist trap where locals never go. You'll pay $10 for water, squeeze through endless crowds, and mostly just look at ads. If you want the real New York, skip Times Square. There's so much more to see. Let's keep going. Get ready, because for our fifth overhyped destination, we're going to Hollywood, baby. The land of dreams, the home of movie stars, and the legendary Hollywood Walk of Fame. You picture yourself strolling down the street, finding the star of your favorite actor, and feeling that Tinseltown magic. The movies make it look so glamorous, a sparkling boulevard paved with the names of legends. But what if I told you the reality is less La La Land and more like a dirty, crowded sidewalk you'd actively try to avoid? Because that's exactly what it is. The magic is a total illusion. I'd rather walk on Legos than some parts of this street. The moment you step onto Hollywood Boulevard, the dream shatters. First off, it's not clean at all. The famous stars embedded in the sidewalk are often scuffed, stained, and surrounded by litter. It's not a pristine monument. It's a public walkway in a very busy and honestly pretty grimy part of town. You'll be trying to take a photo of Leonardo DiCaprio's star while literally stepping over a discarded hot dog and avoiding sketchy puddles. The glamour is nowhere to be found. Instead of feeling like a star, you feel like you need a hand sanitizer shower after touching anything. It's a huge letdown, and it gets worse. The entire street is crawling with scammers and aggressive salespeople. You have people dressed in cheap superhero costumes who will demand $20 from you if you even accidentally get them in the background of your photo. Then, there are the guys trying to force their free mixtapes into your hands, who then follow you for a block demanding a donation. It's an endless gauntlet of people trying to hustle you. Trying to have a nice, relaxing stroll here is impossible. It's more stressful than trying to be the last one to take their hand off a Lamborghini. So, you're dodging questionable characters, staring at dirty stars on the ground, and navigating through massive crowds of equally disappointed tourists. The whole experience feels like a giant bait and switch. You came for Hollywood glamour and you got a crowded, dirty street filled with tourist traps and people trying to scam you. It's hilarious in a sad way. You'll find more magic and cleanliness in a random suburban mall. The Hollywood Walk of Fame isn't a tribute to the stars. It's more like a walk of shame for anyone who thought it would be as magical as it looks on TV. This is one walk you can definitely skip. Dubai, a city of supercars, gold Lamborghinis, and sky-high luxury. Built in the desert, it's marketed as the ultimate playground for the rich, where anything is possible if you have enough money. But for most, it's a world of extreme prices, where even water costs a fortune and the heat drives you into endless malls. Everything feels curated, polished, and sometimes a little soulless. In Dubai, the line between shopping and culture, almost invisible. Next up, we're going to Machu Picchu in Peru, one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's legendary, spiritual, and on every traveler's bucket list. But here's the reality nobody shows you. Getting there is a logistical nightmare, and when you finally arrive, you're packed, shoulder to shoulder with thousands of tourists, herded along strict paths. The magic, it's hard to find in the middle of a spiritual conga line. Phuket, Thailand, sold as paradise with turquoise water and quiet beaches. But the reality? Crowded shores, endless sunbeds, noisy jet skis, and vendors everywhere. The water isn't always crystal clear, and pollution is a real problem. Phuket feels more like a tourist trap than a tropical escape. But Thailand has true paradise islands if you look beyond the hype. The choice is yours: crowded party or your own private beach. Alright, next up we have Cancun, Mexico. The posters show these insane, crystal-clear turquoise waters and perfect white sand beaches stretching for miles. It's sold to us as the ultimate spring break paradise, a place where you can just chill with a drink in your hand and forget all your problems. For just a few $100s, you can get an all-inclusive package to what looks like heaven on earth. I mean, who wouldn't want to escape to that? It's the dream, right? An endless party on a perfect beach. But what if I told you that for the last few years, this dream has turned into a stinky brown nightmare? Because here's the reality check, and it's a big one: seaweed. Sargassum, to be exact. For huge parts of the year, these beaches are completely covered in massive amounts of rotting seaweed that smells like rotten eggs. The beautiful turquoise water turns into a murky brown soup, and trust me, you are not going swimming in it. The hotels hire armies of workers to clean it up 24/7, but they literally can't keep up. So instead of that perfect beach photo, you get a picture with a mountain of stinky seaweed. It's the biggest bait and switch in the travel industry, and thousands of people fall for it every single day. But even if you get lucky and miss the seaweed season, what are you actually getting? Cancun's hotel zone is basically Las Vegas plopped onto a beach. It's a massive strip of mega resorts, American chain restaurants like Hooters and Bubba Gump Shrimp, and cheesy souvenir shops. There is absolutely nothing authentic or Mexican about it. You could be anywhere in the world. And the prices? Forget about it. Everything is jacked up for tourists. You'll pay $20 for a margarita that would cost you $3 just a few miles away in the actual city of Cancun, where real people live. So you're paying insane prices. You're surrounded by the same stores you have back home, and you might not even be able to use the beach you came for. It's an artificial bubble designed to extract as much money from your wallet as possible. You're not experiencing Mexico, you're just visiting a tourist theme park with a Mexican theme. Honestly, if you want a real Mexican beach experience, there are hundreds of more beautiful, more authentic, and cheaper places to go. But the travel industry keeps pushing this one because it makes them an insane amount of money. Don't fall for it. Paris, the city of love, the city of light. We dream of croissants by the Seine and sparkling Eiffel Tower nights. But reality, crowds, long lines, and overpriced coffee. The real magic isn't at the tourist traps. Walk a few blocks away, find a quiet bakery, and picnic in a local park. That's the Paris you'll fall in love with. Iceland, the land of fire and ice, epic waterfalls, and otherworldly landscapes. But these days, the crowds are just as legendary. In summer you'll find traffic jams on the ring road, packed waterfalls, and hotel prices through the roof. Visit in May or September for fewer crowds, lower prices, and a real chance to experience Iceland's wild beauty for yourself. Hawaii looks like paradise. Oahu, Maui, golden beaches, epic volcanoes, and that aloha spirit. But the dream can turn into a financial nightmare fast. Prices are sky high. Hotels, food, even sunscreen. Everything costs a fortune. And the traffic, hours lost in bumper-to-bumper jams. Paradise? More like a crowded, overpriced rat race. You might just leave with an empty wallet and a headache. Here's the secret to a better trip. Travel during the shoulder season. Avoid peak crowds and high prices by going just before or after the busiest months. For Europe, think April, May, September, or October. The weather's great, crowds are gone, and everything's more affordable. It's the best travel hack. See more, spend less, and enjoy every moment. So, you wanted to go to Santorini but you don't want to fight a million people for a sunset photo? I've got you. Instead of Santorini, check out Paros or Milos in Greece. These islands have the same stunning whitewashed villages, incredible blue waters, and delicious food, but without the insane crowds and ridiculous prices. You get the authentic Greek island experience you were dreaming of, not the one you saw on 1,000 identical Instagram posts. You can actually find a quiet spot to watch the sunset and feel like you have a piece of paradise all to yourself. It's the same vibe, but a million times better. Okay, what about Bali? You want that spiritual eat, pray, love journey but found nothing but traffic and influencers? Forget Kuta and Ubud. Instead, go to the island of Flores in Indonesia. From there, you can explore the Komodo Islands, see pink sand beaches, and dive in some of the most pristine waters on the planet. Or, if you want something closer to Bali, just head north to the quieter parts of the island, or hop over to Lombok. These places offer the raw, untouched natural beauty that Bali was famous for 20 years ago. It's a real adventure, not a curated photo op. Dreaming of Italy, but terrified of the crowds in Venice? Go to Bologna or Treviso instead. Treviso literally has its own canals and is called Little Venice, but you can actually walk around and enjoy it. Bologna has some of the best food in all of Italy and incredible medieval architecture, and it feels like a real, living city, not just an open-air museum. Instead of paying $20 for a terrible pizza near the Eiffel Tower in Paris, go to Lyon, the culinary capital of France, and have the best meal of your life for half the price. It's about finding the soul of a country, not just its most famous landmark. And finally, instead of the seaweed and mega resorts of Cancun, try Isla Holbox or Tulum's quieter southern beaches. You'll find that perfect Caribbean water, laid-back beach bars, and a much more authentic vibe. The point is, for every overhyped, overcrowded, and overpriced destination, there is an amazing alternative just waiting to be discovered. You just have to be willing to look beyond the headlines and the top 10 lists. Don't follow the crowd. Create your own incredible adventure. That's how you truly win at travel. Influencers make travel look like a fairy tale, empty landmarks, perfect moments, flawless photos, but behind the scenes it's crowds, early mornings, and heavy editing. They're selling a dream, not reality. If you plan your trip based on their highlight reels, you'll be disappointed. Dig deeper, read honest reviews, watch real vlogs, and check travel forums. That's how you'll plan a trip you'll actually enjoy. Here's the golden rule of travel. When you're at a famous landmark and get hungry, turn around and walk 10 minutes away. Skip the tourist traps with bland, overpriced food and hotels that charge a fortune for convenience. Instead, eat and stay where the locals do. You'll save money, taste real flavors, and discover the authentic city. Make a promise. Don't eat or sleep in the tourist zone. The best experiences are always just around the corner. We've all chased that perfect travel photo, the Santorini dress, the Machu Picchu sunrise, but did we really experience anything, or just join a global photo shoot? A photo is just a snapshot, a memory is a multi-sensory experience, smelling spices in a market, feeling the spray of a waterfall. Put the phone down, be present, chase the feeling, not the photo. You'll come home with a full heart, and that's something no amount of likes can replace. And that is our deep dive into the travel industry's biggest lies and the most overhyped destinations on the planet. Thank you so much for watching Informed Tourist. We put a ridiculous amount of work into making these videos, so if you learned something new or if we just saved you from a terrible vacation, please do us a huge favor and smash that like button. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. It's completely free, and it's the #1 way to support the channel and help us make even bigger and better videos for you. We literally can't do this without you guys, so thank you. Now don't go anywhere, because we're not done helping you travel smarter. We just finished an insane video exposing the craziest tourist scams from around the world that you absolutely need to know about before your next trip. It could literally save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. Want more fascinating travel insights? Click the box on the screen right now to watch our next video. You do not want to miss what we uncovered. It is absolutely wild what some people will try to get away with, and we show you exactly how to avoid it, so go on, click it. Before you go, I have a question for all of you watching. I want you to flood the comments section right now. Which destination have you visited that felt totally and completely overhyped? I want to hear your stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let everyone know what to watch out for. Your comment could literally help someone else plan a better trip, so don't be shy. Or, if you have a suggestion for us, tell me which country or city you'd like me to cover next in one of these deep dives. We read every single comment, and your ideas are what inspire our next adventures. Thanks again for watching, guys. We've spent over $100,000 on travel this year, just to bring you the truth, and we're just getting started. We're going to expose every travel lie, find every hidden gem, and make sure you have the best trip of your life, every single time. We have some absolutely massive videos coming up that you are not going to believe. Seriously, what we have planned next is on another level entirely, so subscribe, stick around, and get ready. We'll see you in the next one.